I was inspired by stories that I heard growing up in Kuala about Samori Toure, this great African hero. Some of the stories were funny. There's a story that they tell that somebody came to a town and he was about to conquer the town, and everyone came out to welcome somebody except for a man. And this man was brave enough not to come out. And somebody asked, "Why is the man? Why everyone's come out except for this man?" So the people said, "No, this man is with his wife, and when a man is with his wife, he wants to keep his bride. This is why he refused to come out. So stories like that we were hearing as children. So when I grew up, my first book I wrote about Liberia, the founding of Liberia, land of my fathers. In that story, somebody sent his ambassadors to the government of Liberia to try to help him in his fight against the French. This is a historical fact. So you can see from my first book, I was already writing about this summary, this great hero of African resistance movement. So 20 years later, I had the opportunity to write, the real account of somebody and how he rose in Kenya to become.
I'm a Mandingo woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a proud Liberian. I'm the current Minister of State with that portfolio. And I have a great interest in history.
Mm.
During the war, my family transitioned or immigrated into Sierra Leone. I schooled in Sierra Leone and then went to London. I went to university, continued my university there. The reason why today is so important to who I am is how important history is and how we should document and write. Every one of us, when I mentioned today during my presentation that we need to document what happened during the war, is because each and every one of us, not only the people in Liberia that experienced the war, but even some of us that went to different countries and sought refuge there. When I was in Sierra Leone, how did I get to London? That's part of my story too. Because I went to Sierra Leone, I completed high school, and I started university. I went to the Kobe College, University of Sierra Leone. So when I was in the university, I actually shared a room with the granddaughters of this president. Shaka Stevens, yes. Shaka Stevens, I shared room with his two granddaughters.
Wow.
So during when the rebellion started in Sierra Leone, the British were evacuating their citizens. So I was a Liberian. I didn't have no visa. I've never traveled out of the country before. So when the British came to evacuate their citizens, the two girls that I shared with Tutu and her sister, I shared room with them, and they said, we're not going to leave our roommates here.
Wow.
So they turned to me and said, "Do you have a passport? You're Sierra Leone." I said, "No, I'm a Liberian. I'm a refugee in this country." And they said, "But we can't take you. You have no document to go." But the two girls would not go. And because of their profile in the community, they didn't want to leave the former president's grandchildren there. So when something happened to them, it would be bad on the British government. So they called, and the British High Commission authorized that I could travel with them to England. That's how I got to England. So that's part of my story as well. So I may not have experienced the war, but I have my story. And everybody here, the MD here has a story. I'm sure you have a story in the Netherlands.
Absolutely.
So Bamba, they honor us by bringing Liberia and Mande's story back to Liberia, back to Africa. He worked all these years taking Liberia's story to the Netherlands and to Europe, and now he's bringing it to us. So today is a great day for all of us. We all have a history. We all have our past, and it's always good, as the finance minister said today. In your quiet time, it's always good to document your experience. One day, somebody will come and they will take all of these pieces together, and we'll be able to to tell our story on what happened during the war. So that's just my little,
Yeah.
that's just a little part of
Yeah.
me, how I left Sierra Leone and ended up in the UK, and now I'm back here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you care to tell us what interests you to attend to the education.
What interested me, my love for history, my love for storytelling. And when I read the book, it actually shows that we as a people, we started coming together long before today. Because in the book, there was the character Andy left one county
Yeah.
and actually traveled to Misadu.
Yes.
And that's Tito Ponye.
Yeah.
He went there to learn from Tanaka.
Yes.
And Tanaka was a Muslim scholar.
Yes.
So this interconnectivity, this togetherness, it happened a long time ago. So as the president always say, these are not borders. These are man-made prevention.
Yeah.
Putting our people apart from each other. So when people sit down and say someone from Guinea, from Sierra Leone.